The Galactic Military Academy's training hall buzzed with the usual mix of species-specific chatter. Reptilian vorthax hissed in their guttural tongue, while the crystalline Zephyrians chimed in harmonious frequencies. At the center of it all sat Marcus Kane, the only human in advanced combat theory, scribbling notes with primitive paper and pen while his classmates interfaced directly with their neural implants. "Look at the flesh bag," sneered Krex, a 7-foot vorthax with scales that gleamed like polished emeralds. His forked tongue flicked out as he gestured toward Marcus. Still using archaic writing tools like his ancestors crawled out of caves yesterday. A few other cadets chuckled, their various forms of laughter creating a cacophony of alien sounds. Marcus kept his head down, continuing his notes on quantum battlefield dynamics. He'd heard it all before, how humans were the newest species to join the Galactic Union, how they lacked the advanced evolution of older races, how they barely qualified for military service. Instructor Veltar, a tall being whose translucent skin revealed flowing energy patterns beneath, called the class to attention. "Today we practice close-quarters combat scenarios. Partner exercises begin now." The pairings formed naturally along species lines, leaving Marcus standing alone until Krex sauntered over, his reptilian features twisted into what passed for a grin among his kind. "I suppose I'll have to carry the primitive through another exercise," Krex announced loud enough for half the class to hear. "Try not to embarrass yourself too badly, human." They moved to the combat circle, a raised platform surrounded by energy barriers. The exercise was simple, hand-to-hand combat using only natural abilities, no weapons or technological enhancements. Other students gathered around to watch, expecting the usual spectacle of the human getting outmatched. Krex stretched his powerful limbs, each arm as thick as Marcus's torso. His natural armor plating could deflect energy blasts, and his claws could tear through steel. The Vorthac military dominated 3 star systems precisely because of their physical superiority. "Begin," Veltar commanded. Krex immediately launched into an aggressive assault, his claws whistling through the air where Marcus's head had been milliseconds before. The human moved with fluid precision, not the lumbering movements his classmates expected. He ducked, weaved, and rolled, always staying just ahead of Krex's devastating attacks. "Stand still and fight like a warrior." Krex roared, frustration creeping into his voice as another swing found only empty air. The crowd grew restless. This wasn't the quick domination they'd anticipated. Marcus continued his evasive dance, studying his opponent's patterns, timing, weaknesses. Humans might lack natural armor or enhanced strength, but they possessed something their alien classmates had forgotten in their evolutionary advancement: adaptability. Krex, growing desperate, abandoned technique for raw power. He reared back and delivered a devastating kick aimed at Marcus's midsection, a blow that would have shattered ribs and ended the match instantly. Marcus caught the foot. The hall fell silent except for Krex's sharp intake of breath. The human's hands, which had seemed so fragile moments before, held the Vorthax's leg in an iron grip. For the first time, Marcus looked up, meeting Krex's eyes with a calm intensity that sent chills through the watching crowd. "You know what humans lack in natural evolution," Marcus said quietly, his voice carrying clearly in the sudden silence, "we made up for with experience." In one fluid motion, Marcus twisted. Krex's own momentum, combined with precise leverage and timing, sent the massive Vorthax spinning through the air. The sound when he hit the platform was like a tree falling, a heavy, final thud that echoed through the training hall. Krex lay motionless, his spine compressed, his natural armor cracked along stress lines. Medical drones immediately swarmed the platform while Veltar stared in shock. "Humans," Marcus said, helping the medical team stabilize his opponent, "have been fighting wars since before your species discovered fire. We didn't need to evolve claws or armor." He looked around at his stunned classmates. "We evolved something better, the ability to turn any environment, any opponent's strength, into our advantage." The hall remained silent as Marcus gathered his primitive paper and pen, walking toward the exit. Behind him, whispers began in a dozen languages, all asking the same question: What other surprises did humanity bring to the stars?